Welcome, welcome. I'm Dee, and this is Unguided Life, where I am taking it one day at a time, bring you guys along for the journey to hold me accountable as I budget my way through life. So, we need to check in on our budget. This is week 2 of March budget, so we need to see exactly where we're at with our goals, the money that has been going out, if money came in. We need to reconcile our credit card to make sure that we're keeping our balances low. So before we get into this, we're going to pick one of these quotes. And I forgot to mention that they do recycle them. So there are chances that you will hear something again, but just like the good word, how it applied to you in your 20s may not be how it applied to you in your 30s. Okay, you may hear a different message each time you hear it. So it says, the master the unknown by knowing your deep self. Okay. It says something, but I don't know what it says. For me, I believe it's me actually being in touch with the side of me I had buried because of trauma. Yeah, I think that's what it is. And it's kind of trying to bring something up right now, but you stay right there. We talking about our budget. I picked this up at Target. It was just $1. I thought it was cute, so I'm just gonna drop them in here, and we're good to go with that. So the first sheet that I look at is our March monthly budget overview. This is a detailed view because it has our goals on it, as well as it breaks down which bills go out when. So we're in week 2, and week 2 went from March 4th to March 10th. So as we can see, we need to check all of the bills or expenses and determine if they have come out of the account. So it's the gym membership, Netflix, and life insurance, and miscellaneous. I didn't know when miscellaneous was until I budget, like after I set this up, but it was done on the 4th, and we'll see that shortly. And the next worksheet, and all of these I'm gonna say all. This worksheet is one that I created for myself. This is the way that I budget. I think I'm gonna do a video where I talk about how do I prepare for my monthly budget setup. That's another time. So we need to see what we spent in our envelope system. So this is a spending record. I purchased this from a shop on Etsy. Check the description box. It has that info. And I do use the highlighter method. And simply these 4 categories are the categories that I find that bust my budget if I don't have them in check. So I keep a watch of them. It doesn't mean that I'm not perfect. Like I'm perfect and I'm always staying within budget, but it does help me realize exactly where I need to cut and where I need to add. So for the food category, we had 4 transactions. When you see a transaction with the dot, and I don't know if I mentioned it, this is not going to show up on my everyday credit card because I place this on my entertainment credit card, and I don't monitor that on this channel. But I do monitor it in life, and it's good to go. It's not, but the money does come from these categories, so I need to make sure I'm subtracting the amount from the total so I'll know exactly how much I have left to spend. So I went to Harris Teeter, then I went to Blaze Pizza again, and this was a gas station purchase, but I can't think of the name of the gas station. No, that's not the gas station purchase. I don't know. Why can't I never remember what these are? It shows up somewhere. It's going to show up in the, no, it won't. This was actually on the card. I don't know what SF stand for. I'll remember down the line. And then I made a purchase at another place. It says TS. I need to come up with better abbreviations because I cannot remember what those 2 were, but it happened. So based on my calculations, this is the amount that I have remaining from the second week. Okay, so we'll see how that looks, and we'll verify that when we do our weekly check-in worksheet. I did have to fill up. My gas buddy was not working, so I couldn't tell who had the good deals. I just had to fill up because she her light came on Monday. Her light came on Tuesday. Yeah. It was no, both the lights came on, but at Tuesday, now she was screaming at me. She literally screaming at me every second. And every time I try to trick it, because there's a way that I can make it stop, she was like, no, you better go to the gas station. And I just $55. Look at that. Look at the difference. $39.55. That is a $16 difference within a week. So yeah, I'm trying to stay home. There was nothing in the household to spend. Well, it was, but I don't know what you can get for 56 cents. And for personal, the Sirius XM came back. So I think it was just like a hold situation and it wasn't a charge. So it came back in the account. And then this is the shop, right? I went to the gas station. I needed some gum. And I picked up some pork skins. I haven't had those in a while. So I picked those up because I didn't really eat that Monday, and then I had to go to Bible study, and I just didn't want my stomach growling. So I ate those. Well, I ate some, and then I ate the rest on my way home. So let's go ahead and move this to the side, and then we'll go here. So for expenses, the way that I determined about the expenses is just simply looking at what came out between the 4th and the 10th. So we have the gym membership was $25, Netflix was $15, life insurance was $38, and the miscellaneous was $15. So all $93 has cleared my account and or posted to my credit card. And we used the big pen, we used the red, and we put 93. Then for food, we had the $59.50 at Harris Teeter, Blaze Pizza $9.12, something for $6.52, and then we have something for $7.37. I think that's a Smoothie King. Yeah, I think. Oh, and I know. So let me go back because I remember. So this was Sweet Frog. I had a taste for ice cream, and what I wanted wasn't open, so I went to Sweet Frog. So this was a purchase for that, and this was the tropical smoothie. See, I told you to come back to me. So all in all, I spent $82.51. Then for gas, I spent $55.43. Household, I didn't spend anything, so let's put 0. And then for personal, I spent, I spent $572. Is that right? Before I put this down, because I didn't bring up my thing, let me just make sure it equals what I haven't written yet. And the reason why is that because it was $1 that was added back, and I spent $672. So $572. Oops, and it's in the wrong color. Let's see if we can make it. I'll definitely correct it when I get my tape, but for right now, we're going to do that. So let's do, now we can go to black. For this is 0. There's nothing remaining here. 83.78 minus 82.50. 83.78 minus 82.51. So this is $1.27. So did I miscalculate something? 59.40 plus 9.12 plus $6.52 plus $7.37. Yes. This is supposed to be a 41 plus 83.78. So that's $1.37. See, we make this. I need a erasable pen. 96.38 minus 55.43, and that's $40.95. This is 56 cents. Then we have 14.32 minus 5.72, which we've seen that should be 8.60. So just checking and those numbers are correct. That's why it's important that I keep up with this. So when I mess up here, I can correct it. We're not going to carry any of this over until week 3 because week 3 is when I get paid. So with this plus what I'm actually stuffing for the next 2 weeks is what I would put in the budgeted category, and we'll see that when I do my income breakdown. So then we go to the expense tracker, and I decided just to not to include unbudgeted spending in anytime I spend out the sinking funds. So for the between the 4th and the 10th, $4 of parking. I had to park, and it was $15, and so I spent $15 here. So let's put that there. And then I went to go get get a pedicure, so that came out of that fund, which is me, myself, and I, which is my self-care fund. I didn't add anything, and I didn't spend anything in the send lot. So we are good to go with that. Easy peasy. Done. Now we are to our expense tracker. This is for the credit card. And I do need to go downstairs because I do not have my highlighters up here. I was trying to see, I have some highlighters in here, but I don't think I have. I'm gonna need purple, and I don't. Oh, I'm not gonna need purple. I need pink, and I have a pink, and I need a blue. I need blue. It's a different blue, but we'll work. And I need yellow, and I definitely have a yellow one somewhere in here. We can use this one. Yeah, see? That worked. Okay. So for sinking funds, it is blue, so I'm going to highlight that blue. And nothing else. And we've seen those transactions when in the sinking funds section. Then we have the expense account, which is now what I'm calling the bill account, because the bill account, so I'm not going to get money from bill and just don't sound right. So I'm now calling that account the expense account. The monthly expense account is what it's referred to. That's where all of the money is actually deposited, and then the items that require to come directly out of my account comes there. So let's highlight that. And we have 2 more transactions, which should be all of the transactions. And then we have 1 unbudgeted. So let's just highlight this. And we're good. So see, it didn't take long. So what I do is just simply go here to the expense tracking totals, and we need to see exactly how it looks for week 2. So week 2 unbudgeted was $21.39, which I'm proud of myself because usually I have unbudgeted every week, but I'm happy to say that this was the only unbudgeted. I know we're into week 2, but yeah. For sinking funds, we have the 15 and the 41. So that's $56. The envelope system, we didn't spend on our credit card, this particular credit card for the envelope system. And for the bills, we have $93. And we already know that because we just did, oh, well, it's not going to be 93. So it's 25, and then the miscellaneous is actually $15.04. Netflix is actually $14.93. I did receive my update, my email from Netflix to say, hey, in April it's going up, so you should see that in my April budget with me. And then the insurance is actually $38.54, so the total is $93.51, and there's no fees. So we're going to move this to the side. We're going to bring this back because we need to make payments. As stated, I'm making the payments today on the 10th, but it's not going to reflect until the 11th because of the time of day that I'm doing this. So the cutoff is 5 p.m. And so, yeah, so that's where we're at with that. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to make a payment. And the payment we're going to actually make is the sinking funds. And so that is going to be $56. And we're going to put, this is going to come out of our Discover account because that's where I hold my sinking funds or endorsing my money to the sinking funds. And so we're going to put payment here. And of course, there's no amount for that. This pen is going out, but we're going to press through. So we need to make another payment. This is going to be for the bills, and it's going to be $93.51. This is going to come out of the expense account. And it is a payment, and that's that. So we're only going to make two payments. We're not going to worry about unbudgeted. I explained to you why I don't worry about unbudgeted until the end of the month or end of my budget, because I may pay it off or I may not, but usually unbudgeted carries over a balance for me from month to month. I don't incur any, interest on it, but I am charged a fee if I have a balance at the end of the month or when it's cut off. And the cutoff for this month, this is March the 16th. So whatever is left on the 16th will carry on to the bill. So that's what I gotta make sure I'm mindful what I'm actually spending for it on this card, because 16th is that Wednesday? So it's Wednesday. So then let's see. So $299 minus 56. That's $243 minus $93.51. So at least $149.49. And we know that the only thing that's not being paid is the unbudgeted, but I want to just make sure it gets me back to where I was at before with the $128.10. So yeah, let me see if I can find a green in here. And then we're just going to go ahead and highlight that. See, this was easy. Week 2 and 4 is usually easy. It's week 1 when the money's coming in and I'm telling them what to do. And week 3. So let's go ahead and we're going to go back to our monthly overview sheet, because we got a little discussion. So last week I had discussed about my internet. So these are my monthly goals. I said file taxes, still haven't done it. Y'all, I haven't done it. And then I was to call the internet provider. I did jump ship and set up service with another provider on, I think it was on like that Thursday. Yeah, Thursday I did. And then they sent me the kit. I got it by Saturday. But I told y'all I felt like eerie about something. One was, I believe the amount that I was going to be charged each month with the new company was the amount that I was going to get charged with the old company, which was true. So with the discount being removed from the old company, I was going to pay $65.86. And then with the new company, I think I was paying around $60 or so. And that they said it included tax. So I was only going to save $5. And he said, oh, well, that should be good. I said, no. We can do better. So I end up calling and telling them like the story and then saying, you know what, I'm going to go ahead and cancel, which I said the first time. Okay. Remember, I said it the first time. And the only thing they was able to offer me, Susie in Timbuktu, was $10 off the bill. Okay. But then on Saturday, when I talked to Susie in Oklahoma, get my drift, she was like, this is what we can do. So she ended up placing a credit for 12 months onto the bill. And that credit was enough to even, like how much I was paying, I think I was at $45. It's going to actually be like $30 and some change. Now for April bill, okay, they were for April, not April bill, but the bill for April budget for internet, it still had the $65. And I'm like, where my credit? Then finally, after going back and forth with someone via chat, she was like, well, I can't apply every month, but I can do right now. And I'm like, okay, then do it. What we're having a discussion. So she ended up putting a credit. So I can definitely pay less than, that bill itself. So I don't know how much actually the bill is going to be from month to month, but I'm happy to say sometimes you have to do that. Call once, twice, three times until there's a definitely a no, and move on. And to be quite honest, the other company called me and it was like, I see you started, but you stopped. And I explained why, and I explained a couple other things in regards to my situation. And the lady want to follow back up with me at the end of the month. I don't know why I'm not going to change the company. So, but it was a good effort. So yeah, that's where we're at with the internet. So we're still with the same provider, and it definitely is cheaper. So we're good to go with that. And we already discussed that we have put at least $250 towards our car loan. So this is week 2 of my March budget. Easy peasy, breezy, nothing to it but to do it. All right, y'all. In the meantime, in between time, peace.